Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel, and welcome to part 1 of my festival prep series. So I'm getting ready for a big festival that I'm going to be selling my plushies at in May. It's a 2-day event and there's supposed to be 10,000 people there. But before I start prepping, I am working on a pattern test, and I also have a yarn package that I want to open up with you guys. The pattern test that I'm doing right now is for these princesses. The pattern is by Cozy Friend Creations. I got picked to test Belle, but this is a 6-in-1 princess pattern, so I'm going to be making all of the princesses for the festival. So I'm going to make one of each of the princesses. So that's what I'm going to be working on first. So now let's go ahead and go open up my yarn package. So I ordered quite a bit of yarn. This is a huge package and it's super heavy. They couldn't even close it all the way because there's so much yarn in here. So if you didn't know, Premier is discontinuing a bunch of colors of Parfait Chunky. So I ended up ordering at least one 3-pack of each of them. You can only get them in 3-packs. I don't know if they're still going to be available by the time you're seeing this video, but I wanted to go ahead and order the colors before they ran out. I have 2 skeins of white in here also because I am almost completely out of white. This color is obviously not being discontinued, but I thought since I was ordering yarn anyway, I might as well just order some white since I'm running really low on it. But the rest of these are the colors that are going to be discontinued. So I got Lagoon, and it looks like there are 3 packs of this, so that's 9 skeins of Lagoon. And then I got the color Pink Lemonade. It looks like there's 3 skeins of this. I don't really remember how many skeins of each I ordered, but it looks like there's 3 skeins of this. And then there's the color Sea Glass. And I got 6 skeins of Sea Glass. And the color Peacock. And I also got 6 skeins of that. I got 3 skeins of Rose. Three skeins of Pale Blue. Actually, I got 6 skeins of Pale Blue. 3 skeins of Cloudy Day, which is actually my favorite gray. So I think I actually might have meant to get 6 of Cloudy Day and only 3 of Pale Blue. They look kind of similar on the website, so I think I actually meant to get 6 skeins of this, but that's fine because I already have 3 skeins of this. And then I got 3 skeins of Plum, 3 skeins of Orchid, 3 skeins of Very Berry, 3 skeins of Dusty Mauve, and finally I got 9 skeins of Espresso. I can't believe they're discontinuing Espresso. I really love this brown. I know that chocolate is a similar color, but I actually prefer this one. So that's all of the yarn that I got. Now I'm going to continue working on the princesses, and I will update you later. So it's been 2 weeks since I filmed anything because I got sick. So I haven't crocheted a whole lot, but I'm going to show you what I did crochet. So I pattern tested for Cozy Friend Creations for her princess pattern bundle, and I was assigned to test Belle. But I did end up crocheting all of the princesses in the bundle, so I'm going to go ahead and show you all of them. There's Sleeping Beauty and Rapunzel. I definitely sewed on her head a little bit crooked, and it wouldn't have been that big of a deal if her hair wasn't so heavy in the back. And there's Tiana. and Tinkerbell and Jasmine. And then I crocheted this purple dragon. This was for a custom order. And then I made this bear. This pattern is by Unstable Stitches. And I used Bernat Velvet yarn. And the dragon pattern that I just showed you is by Loops and Knots Crochet. This is also by Loops and Knots Crochet. It's this bumblebee. I've made so many of these, I definitely don't need another one, but I really wanted to make one with this blue yarn. And then I got picked for another pattern test for Melly Inspired Crochet, and it's for her little bunny sitter critter pattern. I think this is the one that I'm going to take photos of for the pattern test. And then I ended up making one in Feels Like Bliss, and I don't know what I did to him, but I feel like he looks kind of weird. The other one looked much cuter in my opinion. Right now I'm working on some festival prep, and I'm working on turtle shells. So I made one sunflower turtle shell. I always use Loops and Knots Crochet's YouTube tutorial for her turtles because I really like the way they turn out and the size of them, and I always make them in Bernat Blanket. This is my first time turning it into a sunflower turtle though, and so I made her shell like normal until I got to where you crochet in the front loops, that round, and I still crocheted in the front loops, but instead of doing single crochets, I made these little sunflower petals, and I freehanded these. I did 2 double crochets in 1 stitch, and then I chained 2 and slip stitched in the second chain from the hook, and then I did 2 more double crochets back into the same stitch, and then I slip stitched into the next stitch. And I did that all the way around. I like the way it looks, but I think maybe the petals are too ruffly, but maybe not. I might try doing 2 slip stitches in between the petals, but if I think this looks better, I think I'll probably frog it and do this. And I'm working on a second one. I want to have at least 2 sunflower turtles. After this one, I think I'm going to move on to a different turtle shell. I think I'm just going to make a bunch of turtle shells at first and then crochet the fins and the head and the body. These turtles are a bestseller for me, so I like to have quite a few of them. Also, I have a market tomorrow, and so maybe I'll film a little bit of that. I'll at least film my table, and tonight I'm setting up for that. I think I'm going to bring yarn for turtle shells to the market tomorrow so I can crochet some turtle shells while I'm there. So that's what I've been working on, and for this vlog, I think I want to do a lot of sea creatures. So I think I'm going to do turtles and axolotls. I may end up making some jellyfish too, we'll see. But I'm going to continue working on turtle shells. Today is Sunday, and I have all of these turtle shells done. I'm not sure how many turtles I want to make, but I have 6 for now. And I have 2 heads done. These are the heads for the sunflower turtles. I'm going to make the sunflower turtles green. And I haven't decided what color to make the strawberry turtles. It's either going to be green or cream, and then these 2 normal turtles are going to be cream. So this was what the first sunflower turtle shell looked like, and I just freehanded this, and I think in the last clip I told you how I did it, but I wanted to see how it would look with 2 slip stitches in between each petal instead of 1, and this is what that ended up looking like, and I think it looks much cleaner, and I really like the way it turned out. So I have 2 sunflower turtle shells, and then I have 2 strawberry turtle shells. I'm going to wait to add the details until after I finish the turtle, but I have 2 of those, and I'm trying not to buy any more Bernat Blanket yarn right now. I'm trying to mostly use up what I have. So this is like the only pinkish color that I have, but I think it's going to look really cute, and I'm still not sure if I want to use green or cream for the body, so I have to figure that out. And then I have this blue turtle shell and this pink one, and I wasn't sure if I would have enough yarn for this pink one, And I didn't really. For these, I do 2 rounds of single crochet before I do the round in the front loops only. But for this one, I only did 1 round of single crochet, and I didn't even get halfway through the last round before I ran out of yarn. But I had already done so much work on this shell that I just decided that I would use a different yarn to finish it. So this is Sweet Snuggles Light. I don't know the color name, but I don't think it's too noticeable. It is to me, but I don't think it's a super big deal. But I'm going to make the fins and the tails and the bodies for the sunflower turtles, and then I'll show you what those look like once they're done. So today is Tuesday, and I was working on my turtles, and I ended up running out of green yarn. So I have both of the sunflower turtles' heads, both of the tails, 3 finished fins, and 1/2 of a fin. And then I ran out of green yarn, so I started working on the regular turtles, and I made the blue turtle. And I almost finished the pink shell turtle. I made the head and all 4 of the fins and the tail. And then I ran out of vintage white yarn. This is all I have left. So I started working on axolotls after that. I already had 2 of these blue axolotls that I made last month, so I made 1 more because I think I want to have 3 of each color of axolotl. So I have 1 more blue one. I make all of my axolotls with Big Twist Baby Bear yarn. And then I just made 2 purple axolotls. After this color is gone, I don't know how I'm going to get it again because I don't think Michaels sells that color because I got that from Joann's a while ago. This is what I have left of that. I think this is the color Wisteria. So I have both of those done. And then yesterday I bought some yarn, so I'm going to go ahead and show you what I got. I went to Michaels and Hobby Lobby, so I'll show you what I got from Hobby Lobby first. I got 2 more skeins of Baby Bees Snugs and Kisses in the color Baby Jade. This is the color that I've been using for my turtles. So I ended up getting 2 skeins of this. I wasn't sure if I was going to need 2 skeins because I'm also going to be using this for my 2 strawberry turtles. I wasn't sure if 1 skein was going to be enough, so I just got 2. And then I got some faux fur yarn. I got Yarn Bee For the Moment in the color Frosted Mauve. I got the faux fur yarn for dragons because I think it looks really pretty when you use fur yarn for like the little back spikes. And then I also got cream. So I got both of these for dragons. And then the rest of the yarn that I got is from Michaels. So I got Big Twist Baby Bear in the color Dandelion. I'm pretty sure this is the only baby bear color that I don't have, so I got this one, and I think I'll probably make some yellow axolotls. I'll use this for the gills, and then the lighter yellow color that I have for the body. And then I got Bernat Blanket in vintage white, so that I could make some more turtles. All of the yarn at Michaels was 30% off, so that's why I ended up getting Bernat Blanket from there, because usually I don't like buying Bernat Blanket from Michaels because it's like $13 a skein, but since it was 30% off, I went ahead and got the vintage white from there. And then I got some of Michaels' new yarn. So I got 2 skeins of Big Twist Fluff in this brown color, and then this black color. And then the last thing I got is the Loops and Threads Grande Ombre in the color Naval Academy. And it goes all the way from this super dark blue to this light blue. So I was thinking about maybe making a squid with this or something. I feel like that would be pretty cool. So that's all of the yarn that I bought. And before I continue working on turtles, I got picked to test a pattern for Avalon Crochets, and it's for her eggplant pillow. I think I'm going to make it in Parfait Chunky, so it's not going to be like a pillow size, but I think I'm going to go ahead and start working on that now, and then I'll continue working on the turtles and then some more axolotls. So I'll probably update you once I'm finished with the eggplant. So I finished the eggplant. It was super fast and easy to make, and here it is. I think it turned out so cute. It's so much smaller than Avalon's eggplant because I used Parfait Chunky, and I think she used Parfait XL, but I really, really love the way it turned out. I used Parfait Chunky in Iris and Sage, and ended up working up so much faster than I thought it was going to, and it's just so cute and tiny. But I really need to start filming a YouTube video for this Friday since today is Tuesday, and I think I'm going to start filming that now. I think I'm going to do a mystery wheel challenge, so I need to go ahead and start filming that before I get back to crocheting my sea creatures. So I'll update you guys later once I'm finished filming that video and I've started working on festival prep again. So today is Saturday, and I just finished filming the mystery wheel challenge video, and obviously, since it's Saturday and I just finished filming it, I did not post it yesterday like I was supposed to, so I think I'm just going to wait until next Friday because I ran out of time this week. So that'll hopefully be going up next Friday. Also, the other day, I posted my first tester call on my Instagram. It's for my bear pattern, and it's been like 2 days, I think, and I've only had one person apply, so I don't know if I'm going to be able to do a pattern test for that guy. I'll leave it open for a little longer, but I don't want to do a pattern test with just one person. The minimum amount of people that I wanted to have was like 5, but I said on my post I was looking for 8 to 10 testers because it's the first pattern that I'm releasing, and I want to make sure there's no mistakes and everything is easy to understand. This is the stuff that I made in my challenge video. If you want to see all of that stuff, go check out the challenge video. And I just finished making a second eggplant for the pattern test for Avalon. I decided to make it in a lighter color than the other one. This is the color Iris, I think, and this is the color Lilac. They're both super cute. And I finished all of my turtles, so I'm going to go ahead and show you all of those. I think the only turtle I showed you was this blue one down here, and then I think I made the rest of them after I filmed the last clip for this vlog. So I have this pink one, and then I have the 2 sunflower ones. This is the second version with the shell that looks a little nicer. And then this is the other one, which I think still looks pretty good, but I like the other one a little better. And then I made the 2 strawberry turtles. I really like the way these turned out. I was a little bit concerned about this color because it's kind of more of like a purplish pink, but I think they turned out super cute, and they definitely look like strawberries. I also thought about using a darker green for the stem, and I actually started to make the stem in a darker green, but I really didn't like the way it looked, so I used the same color as the body color, and I kind of like it. I like it more than the dark green, but I still think it's a little bit too much of this green color, and I kind of wish I had either used a different green for this or a different color for the body. And then I crocheted a tortoise. This is with Avalon Crochet's pattern. It's completely no-sew unless you make the one with the perked up head, which I think is like flipped the other way, and then you just kind of have to sew the top of the head to the turtle to make it look up. But I ended up using some of the Parfait Chunky that they're discontinuing. This is Sea Glass and this is Lagoon, and then this is Honey Bunny, and I think the color is Oat Milk. This one's not being discontinued, but both of these are. And When I'm filming this, I'm pretty sure they still have that yarn available on clearance. I don't know when I'm posting this, so I'm not sure if they're still gonna have it. And then I finished the purple axolotls. I have 3 purple axolotls. I have 3 blue axolotls, but I only have 1 on my desk because the other 2 are in a box in my closet. And then I just made 3 of these orange axolotls. These are all with baby bear yarn, and I don't think they have this one at Michael's. This is from Joann's, and then this one is from Michael's. But I really like the way this one turned out. I was thinking that it might look a little bit weird, but once I finished it, I decided that I really liked it. And then when I came back to it the next day after I made it, I liked it even more. So I have 3 of those. I'm hoping to make 3 of each color axolotl. So I have 3 blue, 3 purple, and 3 orange. I really want to make pink axolotls, but the baby bear yarn only has 1 shade of pink. So for the gills, I may end up using Parfait Chunky and probably in bubblegum. And right now I'm working on my first yellow axolotl. And so this is all I have of the first one. And then I'm going to be using this yarn that I showed you earlier, Baby Bear in the color Dandelion, for the gills. I think those are going to look nice. And then I barely have any of this yellow left, so I went to Michael's again the other day and I got some more of it, and then I also got a few other things, so I'm going to go ahead and show you all of that. So here is the baby bear yarn. Also, I'm pretty sure since they changed the label to say baby bear instead of cozy cub, they also changed the yarn slightly because it feels a whole lot more like Joann's yarn now that they changed it to baby bear. Because the cozy cub didn't feel exactly like the Joann's yarn, but now that they've changed it back to the Big Twist brand, it feels pretty much the same. It feels a little softer. And then when I was at Michael's, I saw that they had these cute little crochet kits. And so I ended up getting one. This is the red panda, and it's a little snuggler. So I'm going to be making this in my next crochet kit video. I think, unless I only do 2 in that video, because I have 3 kits, including this one, and I don't know if I'll have time to make all 3, but I'll make this in a separate video. I don't know when that's going to be, but we'll see. And then I got 2 other skeins of yarn. I got 2 more of the Big Twist fluff, and I had 2 that I showed you earlier in the black speckle and the brown speckle, and I haven't even tried those yet, but I got 2 more skeins of it because I thought it was so pretty, and I really want to make a dragon with this. So I got 2 of those because I didn't know if I would need 1 or 2 for a dragon, so I just went ahead and got 2. And the only reason why I got more yarn than the yellow that I needed is because the yarn was still 30% off, and Michael's barely ever has sales on their yarn. So when they do, I like to get a few skeins. So that's everything that I got at Michael's, and when I was making those turtles, I used a whole skein of the Snugs and Kisses yarn, and then this is like half gone now. The turtles take so much yarn. These are 148 yards. Also, I've never noticed this on the Hobby Lobby yarns, but I noticed that all of their skeins of yarn say pull from the outside. As you can see, I did not do that. I saw this before I did the center pull, but it's so easy to do the center pull with the Hobby Lobby yarns. Like, I don't have to pull out like a whole bunch of yarn barf. If I just like reach my hand in the middle, like the end comes right out. So I'm not sure why it says pull from the outside, but I definitely did not listen on either skein that I got. I did the center pull, and it works really well. But I've been talking for a really long time, I think. I've been filming for like over 10 minutes. So I'm going to go work on this axolotl, and I'll update you guys later. So I finished the first axolotl. I really, really love the way it looks. Pretty sure there's an axolotl in Minecraft with these exact colors. but I think he looks super cute. And I used the rest of the skein of yellow that I had for this guy. So I got this skein, and I was doing center pull, and it doesn't really work very well with this yarn, so I got a lot of yarn barf. And so I did the center pull, and this yarn stinks. It smells really bad. I don't know what it is. And it doesn't smell super bad on the outside, but like on the inside, as soon as I pulled this out, it smelled, and I don't even know what it smells like, but it really does not smell good. So hopefully that smell will go away. I really hope it goes away, because I want to sell these axolotls, and I don't want to sell smelly axolotls. But I'm going to keep on working on these axolotls, and I'll let you know if the smell goes away. Today is Monday, and I'm officially done with all of the axolotls, so I'm just going to show them to you. This is how they look on my desk. I have 2 more blue ones in the closet somewhere. It's in one of my market boxes, and I didn't want to have to dig through all of my boxes to find them, so this is all of them minus 2. So I now have a total of 21 axolotls. So I'm just going to show you all of the colors individually. So first I have the blue one. I don't know what size safety eyes I used for the first 2 blue ones, but for this one I used 12mm, and I thought they looked a little small, so the rest of them are made with 14mm eyes. But I really love the blue. All of these are made in baby bear yarn, except for the pink ones. And then I have purple. This one's eyes are a little farther apart than they're supposed to be. And then I have the orange. I really, really love the orange. And the yellow. This is the best looking yellow one. The other 2 did not turn out as cute. And they turned out slightly larger, because I think I was talking about this in one of the previous clips, but I was saying that this yarn felt super similar to the way the yarn felt when it was at Joann's, and it was super soft, but then I was crocheting with it, and it is super soft, but when I was crocheting with it, it was really stiff, and it made both of these plushies turn out way bigger than they were supposed to. I'm not really sure why. And the yarn, like I said in a previous clip, the yarn also smelled super weird. And these 2 plushies still smell weird. So hopefully the smell will go away, but for some reason, these 2 turned out slightly bigger. And then I have the pink axolotls. The gills are actually made with Parfait Chunky in the color Bubblegum, because Baby Bear doesn't have a dark pink, they only have the light pink. And then the green ones. I think these are the softest, because this green yarn is super soft. The colors kind of remind me a little bit of broccoli, especially because of this dark green. But I really like the green ones. So that's all of the axolotls. So I think I'm going to go ahead and stack them up, because they're taking up a little bit too much space on my desk. I think it's super cool to see all of the axolotls all laid out together. And then I just finished crocheting this tortoise. The pattern is by Avalon Crochets, and I wanted to make one in like classic turtle colors. And I was inspired by Loops and Knots Crochet to make it in these colors, because these are the colors that she used when she was pattern testing the tortoise. So I used Parfait Chunky in chartreuse, cocoa, and cream. And then last night I decided I wanted to make some sharks. So I made this shark. Pattern is by Loops and Knots Crochet. and I made it in, the white is Honey Bunny and the blue is Baby Snuggle. I think it turned out super cool. I really like the way this pattern looks, but it took a really long time to make, and all of the pieces are sewn on. Like, this is a separate piece that's sewn on, and then all of the fins. So it just took a while to make. And so I think I'm going to try another shark pattern. I think I'm going to use Wonder Crochet's pattern, and I'm going to see which one is quicker to make and which one I like better. Whichever one I like better, I will make some more of for the festival. So I think I'm going to go ahead and buy Wonder Crochet's pattern, and I'm going to start working on that, and I'll update you once I have that finished and I've decided which one I'm going to make more of. So it's been like at least a week since I last updated you guys, but as you can probably tell by the sharks back here, I ended up deciding that I like this pattern better than the other one. So here is the original one that I showed you guys. I'm pretty sure I showed you this, by Loops and Knots Crochet. And I may end up making this pattern again in the future, but if I do, I'm going to use a larger yarn like Sweet Snuggles Light, because I think it's just a little bit too small to charge what I would need to charge because of all the time that it takes to sew the pieces together. And I really don't mind sewing. I actually enjoy sewing sometimes, not with this yarn. This is the Baby Snuggle yarn and it comes apart too much. So I don't like sewing with this yarn, but if I'm using like a more sturdy yarn, like even Parfait Chunky, I really don't mind sewing at all. But it just took so long to sew all of the pieces together, and so I think I would just make it in a larger yarn. But this pattern is by Wonder Crochet, and it is completely no sew, and it's actually really quick to make, and it's super cute. So I made 5 sharks. So I have this one, and this is the color Seal. All of these are Parfait Chunky. And then I have, I think this is Fog. Also, for the first like 2 or 3 that I made, I crocheted the tails on upside down. This is how it's supposed to look. But then you can see on this one, the smaller fin is on the top. So this one and I think 1 or 2 others are upside down, but this one is right side up. And then I think this is Pale Blue. This tail is also upside down. Unfortunately, this is one of the colors of Parfait Chunky that's being discontinued, and I'm so sad because this is a perfect shark color. I love this color. And then I made one in Coral. I'm pretty sure that's what this color is called. And then I don't remember what the color name for this one. It's either like mauve or dusty mauve or something like that. So that's this one. This color is also being discontinued, but it's a really pretty color for a shark. So those are the sharks that I made. I would definitely recommend this pattern. I would also recommend Loops and Knots Crochet's shark pattern. It just takes a little longer to make. So I'm going to show you a few other things I made. This is a sneak peek for something that I'm going to show in my next vlog. So stay tuned for that. But I ended up making another eggplant. So I made this one in, I think this color is called Orchid. This is also a color that's being discontinued, which I'm also really sad about this one because it's a nice like in-between purple, because we have Lilac, which is very light, and then Iris, which is very dark, so this one's just kind of like the in-between color. And the green is Goblin. So now I have 3 eggplants. I probably shouldn't make any more. I don't even know if these are going to sell very well. And then since I tested the eggplant pattern for Avalon, she's super sweet. She told us we could pick out a pattern for her shop and she would send it to us as a thank you for testing the pattern. So I chose the Fruit Cow pattern. and it's adorable. I made the blueberry cow. Look, his tail has a little blueberry on the end. It's so cute. I love this pattern. I wanted to make the strawberry cow, but unfortunately I'm almost out of Parfait Chunky in white, so I didn't want to do that. I'll just wait to make that until I have more white. So I have that, and then I also have a couple of other things for pattern tests over here that I'll also show in my next vlog. But I want to get this video posted on Friday. Today is Sunday, and I have a feeling it's going to be pretty long. So I'm going to go ahead and close out the video here. Thank you guys so much for watching. And if you watched till the end, comment a shark emoji. And I still have a pattern test open for my bear pattern on Instagram. I only had one person apply, and so it's still open on my Instagram. I'll leave it open to see if I get any more applications, but I don't think I will. But if you guys are interested in testing it, it's up on my Instagram, which is always linked in the description of my videos. Thank you again so much for watching. I really appreciate all of you, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye!